I'm Kat Timpf. I'm filling in for Greg because he took this week off to get plastic surgery. The pictures look great, though. So, it's December 28th, which is a big deal, I know. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out of prison today. Gypsy, of course, was that Missouri child abuse victim who served 7 years for her role in her mother's murder, which means it's probably only gonna be like a month before she's on Joe Rogan. After that, maybe Dancing with the Stars, I don't know. But it also means, December 28th, that a lot of you guys who are maybe off for Christmas are gonna have to go back to work soon, which is a bummer. Even if you're retired and you're never working and you're just enjoying your life because, like, you have Balance of Nature giving you the energy to play with your grandkids, and then you have Relaxium to give you that little hit at night to go to sleep, even if that's you, then it can still be a bummer when Christmas is over. Because if Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, the way everybody says that it is, then that means that after Christmas, it's all just downhill to less wonderful times. No offense to the Lexus December to Remember event. When Christmas ends, a lot of things will be different. For example, a lot of those ladies that, broke up with their Wall Street power broker boyfriends for dudes who work at bakeries in their hometown, they might start to regret it after the first time they have to fly Spirit. Christmas being over also might mean that a lot of you might have a harder time finding an old man with a beard to let you sit on his lap. Notice I said you and not me, because I can find that whenever I want. Am I bragging too much? Also, a lot of you guys are gonna have to wait till next year for Elf on a Shelf, but I have an elf who watches me all year round. Except he hides himself around my home. I know. It's what happens when men don't watch sports or have hobbies. Still, a lot of the Christmassy stuff doesn't last forever, even for me. And I don't think that that's all bad. Like, if I ate all the time the way I eat on Christmas, I would have too much acid reflux to hold down a job. And if we all drank the way we drink on Christmas, all of us would probably be alcoholics. If we all spent money the way we do at Christmas, we'd be broke. But that doesn't mean we can't keep anything we do on Christmas going all year. Just one example would be letting go. In a good way, like not when Bill de Blasio murdered that groundhog. Let me explain. So, Christmas usually means that you get to spend more time with your family than you usually do. For me, it's my favorite part about the whole thing. My family lives in another part of the country, and I don't get to spend as much time with them as I would like to. So when I do get the chance, like I do on Christmas, I try to make the most of it. And a lot of times that can mean putting differences aside, right? If you feel a fight that's starting to brew on Christmas, or maybe one actually breaks out, you tend to just stop. You can agree to disagree, or you can do my favorite thing, which is just pretend it wasn't happening and ask someone who was just screaming at someone else if they can pass the potatoes, please. Because you don't want it to ruin that special time, right? Especially because we all have that one relative who's been like ripping so many cigs for so long that we don't know how they're still alive, let alone that they'll be alive the next time. And you don't want to have wasted all that time preparing with the decorations and the presents and the food just to run upstairs and cry, especially when you're finally old enough to stop getting sent to your room, which I hope happens for me before menopause. Christmas time is special, but a lot of the reason for that is because we treat it like it's special. If you don't want to do that for your family, maybe try to do it for yourself. A recent CBS News poll found that people who think that their family life is going well are a lot more likely to say that they're more happy in general. And it's probably going to be more important next year than it ever has been, because there's that whole election thing coming up next year. A University of Minnesota professor, he said America is, quote, sitting on a powder keg and the fuse has been lit, which gives kegs a bad name. The bottom line, we each have the power to decide who we want to vote for. Hopefully. But no single one of us has the power to decide which way it goes, unless you're a psycho like John Wilkes Booth. But if you're not, the only thing we have the power to do is to decide how we will handle it. We can decide if we want to let political stuff ruin our relationships. Or we can decide to do it the old-fashioned way with infidelity and drugs. Or we can take the attitude that all our time together on Earth is special and it's not less worthy of valuing just because it's not Christmas. And sure, not every day can be a holiday, no matter what your uncle tries to tell you when he's trying to get you to do shots with him before your nephew's Christmas concert.
Yeah.
But we can make it all a little easier on each other and even a little more fun, especially if you just got out of prison. Let's welcome tonight's guests. We went on a safari and we were still the wildest animals. Host of Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. He looks like your 6th grade biology teacher. Fox News contributor Charlie Hurt. He's our favorite guest tonight based on alphabetical order, comedian Adam Hunter. And when he gets on stage, the ladies can't behave, comedian Joe Mackey. Okay, Mackie, this might sound kind of weird, so guys, I hope you kind of know what I mean here. When I was doing the monologue, I realized during it that, like, you have a family, which, like, I guess I always technically knew was true, but it's kind of weird to think about. Like, I know you didn't just, like, spring out of the ground, but anyway, how was your Christmas with, were you with your family?
I was with my family, and it was glorious, Kat, because I try to remember, like you said in the monologue, just appreciate the things that make you happy, like your family, dogs, eating a whole vegetable lasagna, seeing attractive people trip. But here's the thing, Kat, you know, you can't let politics ruin everything, you know? Like, politics has ruined Halloween. Don't wear a sombrero. Politics has ruined Christmas, you know? Oh, gifts cause climate change. The food pyramid gave us diabetes, and that put the kibosh on Easter candy. You know, just don't let politics... Boy, it's a delayed laugh today, Kat. But, you know, politics just ruins everything. I mean, beer, stay out of contentious issues, beer. You know, people who are drunk don't need reasons to fight, you know? I have enough problems, you know, with drunk people when they want to fight me because they see that their girlfriends are hitting on me.
Kennedy, I love your family a lot. How was your Christmas?
It was great. You actually have a way of getting the best information out of my teenage daughter.
I do.
And everyone needs a friend like Kat, because everyone knows that moms are the least cool people on the planet. So to have a friend who is able to speak their language and subversively get in there and pull everything out of them, but what they don't realize is that Kat is the worst confidant in the world, and she tells me everything.
Oh, I mean, like, I'm not gonna go to jail. I'm not gonna withhold information about a minor from her mother. Is that a crime? I don't know.
No, but I do feel like I'm gonna hear a story from one of you, either you or my older daughter, that you will have visited her for the weekend in college, and I'm not sure that you'll both stay out of prison that weekend.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Charlie, how was your Christmas? Do you have any predictions for next year? Do you think we're all going to kill each other, or do you think it's going to be okay?
No, I think
those are the only two options.
No, I think we'll work it all out. We generally do. We've had harder times. No, but it is true. I mean, you know, family. You know, and I think that the whole reason that politics, you know, it gets acrimonious is that when people turn to politics and think that they're going to get out of politics what they should turn to their family for. Mm-hmm. And if you think that politics is going to answer all your problems or solve all your problems, you're going to be really disappointed, and then you're also going to be really pissed off at your family, probably.
Yeah, that's the weird thing when people will be in the, you know, on social media, in the comments, defending some politician who I guarantee does not give a that person exists. It's like, go talk to your kids, you know? What do you think?
I agree with everything you guys are saying. I know that I spent holidays with my family, and my daughter is 5, and we're very close. And the other day, she's like, "Daddy, I want to marry you." And I'm like, "Honey, you can't marry me." And then she's like, "Why?" And my wife's like, "You'll be disappointed." But I remember when I got my wife pregnant, we were not married at the time. I didn't know how to tell.
Scandal.
Well, I didn't know how to tell her parents, so I got them a gift for Christmas that wasn't really wrapped. And they're like, "You're not really good at wrapping things." I'm like, "Well, speaking of which," but my wife and I, we do argue. Like the other day, she's like, "You never do what I want to do." And I'm like, "All right, tomorrow night we'll stay home and complain about me." And like even like today, I was like, "Let's play hide and go seek. You guys hide," and then I came here.
Yeah. No, Kennedy, speaking of marriage, my husband was giving me a little bit of an attitude about having to drive all of us back in the rain for my cat. He was like, I'm not going to die on the New Jersey turnpike because of a cat, which I get where he's coming from. But also, like, I think what I'll do next year is, because he even suggested that, I'm going to insist on getting a car service to go back with the cat alone.
Well, I mean,
see
have
my
you ever
family.
seen Toonces, the driving cat, on Saturday Night Live? Decades ago, when Saturday Night Live was funny, there was a very special animated short about a cat who drove, but it always ended horribly. So I think the threat has to be that Cheens will drive next year.
If we did, yeah.
And by the way, Cam is complaining about driving on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
You guys drove through Detroit.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, in the winter.
But if we did all die in the car crash, by the way, Cheens would somehow live. He would, but also...
His cardiologist would be like, Cheens, I'm very glad you made it through.
Absolutely. No.
But you have a dog.
We have a dog.
Bring the dog.
Oh, the
with you, or
dog's
did
also there. Some people, when I talked about this on the last episode on Twitter, got the impression that I made Cam drive alone with the cat to Detroit by himself, and they were calling me all these names. I laughed so hard thinking about him just driving alone with a cat all the way to Detroit. Okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.